Could the extension of a truce in Gaza be a glimmer of hope in a landscape fraught with tension? The unfolding narrative of the Middle Eastern conflict has been a saga of enduring pain and struggle, with the recent events shedding some degree of light on the potential for a harmonious resolution. The world has watched with bated breath as the story has unfolded, each dramatic chapter revealing more about the complexities of the situation. At the center of this fierce conflict is Gaza, a region that has been significantly marred by war and has experienced more than its fair share of hardships. The situation in Gaza has been filled with relentless turmoil. It is a region that has witnessed some of the most brutal forms of violence, where the aftermath of war is all too visible in the form of destroyed buildings, displaced families, and traumatized populations. With constant airstrikes, political instability, and a severe humanitarian crisis, the region has become a focal point of strife, making peace seem incredibly unattainable. Yet recent events have ignited a tiny spark of hope, leading to the belief that peace might not be a far-fetched dream, but a possibility inching towards actuality. Amid the rubble and despair, there are signs of change, indications that perhaps the tide of conflict may be turning. A ceasefire, lasting for a brief period of 4 days, was announced between the two key factions in the region, Israel and Hamas. This ceasefire, while seemingly trivial in the larger context, has served as a beacon of optimism amidst an ocean of uncertainty and desolation. It was the catalyst that set a path towards a potentially peaceful resolution, paving the way for a crucial influx of humanitarian assistance into the war-ravaged region of Gaza. It served as a beacon of hope, a sign that perhaps the winds of change were blowing. The truce was not just a brief halt in the violence, but it marked the initiation of a chain of events that indicated a shift in standpoints and hinted at the real possibility of significant diplomatic initiatives towards peace. It was a moment of respite, a breathing space in the midst of chaos, a pause that allowed the world to see that amidst the darkness, there was a flicker of light. The ceasefire wasn't merely a temporary respite from the omnipresent violence. It acted as a gateway, facilitating the much-needed movement of humanitarian aid into the war-devastated region. The truce enabled the delivery of essential supplies like food, water, and medical provisions to Palestinians who have been bearing the brunt of the Israeli siege and persistent bombardment, their lives toppled by the relentless violence. It served as a lifeline, a means for the rest of the world to reach out and provide assistance to those who so desperately needed it. The ceasefire, however, didn't just signify the provision of humanitarian relief. The cessation of hostilities also created an opportunity for a prisoner exchange, a maneuver that was regarded as a substantial step towards progress. Hamas released 50 Israeli captives, and in response, Israel freed 150 Palestinians from incarceration. This gesture indicated a potential shift in the dynamics of the conflict. It was a significant development, a demonstration of goodwill from both sides that suggested a possible change in the status quo. As the 4-day ceasefire was nearing its end, another beacon of hope surfaced. The truce was extended, enabling more aid to reach the region and provide much-needed relief to the residents of Gaza. The ceasefire gained worldwide attention. It was the mutual release of captives by both factions that signified a potential dynamic shift in the conflict. Even though these developments are undoubtedly positive steps forward, the atmosphere in Gaza remains tense. The war has had a devastating humanitarian toll, with over 13,000 Palestinians and 1,200 Israelis losing their lives. The destruction is extensive, with over 234,000 homes in Gaza damaged and 46,000 homes completely devastated. The scars of war are visible everywhere, with each destroyed building serving as a stark reminder of the horrific aftermath of conflict. The ceasefire provided a crucial hiatus, allowing residents to assess the wreckage and mourn their deceased loved ones. It also facilitated the delivery of crucial provisions. Yet, the needs are overwhelming and the future remains uncertain. In conclusion, the recent events in Gaza have been a tumultuous combination of hope and despair. The extension of the ceasefire and the release of prisoners have provided a glimmer of hope in a region marked by unceasing conflict. However, the immense loss and the overwhelming needs of the people serve as a stark reminder of the long journey to peace that lies ahead. In this moment of seemingly insurmountable despair, the tenacity and the indomitable spirit of the people of Gaza must be recalled. The journey towards peace is filled with obstacles, and the road ahead is long and strenuous. Yet each step, no matter how minuscule, brings us closer to a world where every single life is cherished, and peace prevails. So, as we reflect on these events, let's remember that peace is a journey, not a destination. And each step, no matter how small, brings us closer to a world where conflict is a thing of the past, and harmony is the